Today, I am interviewing an employee of Red Bull. Red Bull is the top selling energy drink in the world, and it has capitalized on the growth of extreme sports such as skateboarding, surfing, and snowboarding by using a unique method of advertising and marketing. Today, I'll be interviewing a Red Bull's employee named Amy Howard, who is the HRIF coordinator, which also stands for Human Resource Informational Systems. So now let's hear from Amy. Can you briefly tell me what your role and responsibilities are as a Red Bull employee?
Yeah, so my official title is HRIS coordinator. It stands for Human Resources Information Systems. And what's cool about it is that it's kind of like a ground level position in terms of like, it's kind of like one of those cornerstone positions. And what my responsibilities include are hiring, rehiring, transferring, separating, and so processing that for all of the employees in the company. And by processing, I mean that I work in mainly in a system called SAP, and it's basically like the mainframe of Red Bull, and it houses basically any type of information that we need for employees. And it also speaks to, it's integrated with certain other programs, like our IT mainframe program. It's integrated with that, so we work a lot with IT. And so in between all of that, we kind of coordinate everything that needs to be coordinated in order for, something to happen for an employee. Yeah. You could say that like a lot of people in the company see me as like their HR go-to person.
Got it. Yeah. What led you in this direction of work? How'd you get to the position you are now?
So how it kind of happened was that I studied philosophy in college, and a lot of people always like wonder what do you do with philosophy? And while I was in college, I actually worked for Nordstrom. So in Nordstrom, I kind of realized that I had this knack for HR, even though I didn't work in an HR position there, but it kind of gave me insight as to what the HR people did and kind of like what their roles were. And it always interested me. And then what's cool about philosophy is that it's a lot of problem solving, critical thinking, analyzation. That's really what the main premise of the major is and what you focus on a lot and develop those skills. And with this position, I just got lucky enough to like spread the word. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for an HR job when I graduated. I got interviewed by Red Bull, and it just kind of worked perfectly because honestly, I spend about 90% of my job either using critical thinking, problem solving, or analyzing in some sort of way.
So philosophy works well with...
What?
Philosophy ended up transferring well with what you're doing now.
Yeah, it was pretty much a match made in heaven. And also, I mean, since I work in a very technical system, I never actually had any experience with it, so I was kind of going into it blind. But in philosophy, one of the main focuses is logic, and when you learn logic in philosophy, a lot of the professors create their own logic system that you have to learn, and so that skill also came in really handy when I was trying to learn the system that I work with now.
Got it. Oh, so you said one of your job descriptions is that you hire. What does Red Bull look for when hiring employees?
First and foremost, I mean, they look for, like, top talent, right? So they look for, they're, like, the number one in a field, or they look for, like, the highest achiever, somebody who's made a name, but they also look for somebody who's innovative, right? And they want somebody who's going to bring something different to the table, because, like, the last thing that Red Bull really wants is, to look like all the rest of the corporations in the world. They're really about innovating. You can tell by like looking at any of like their sports, like games and also like big shows that they put out, and they're always trying to be like the best, but bring something to the table that hasn't been seen before. They also really look for somebody with like an entrepreneurial spirit, and they want that because they want somebody to like take what they're like brought in for. They want them to take that position and just kind of like make it theirs and do whatever they need to do to make it flourish. And so they look for culture fits, right? Red Bull is a younger company, and they don't want to just like have somebody to like suit and tie come in.
Yeah. So that leads me into my next question. How is the company culture at Red Bull as well? Like you can say, you can talk about like the office setting or outside the office setting. How is the company culture with working in Red Bull?
Honestly, if you are anywhere from the age of like 32 and under, it's probably like your dream company, because it's not what you would see in a typical corporate environment. It's very like, first of all, you don't have anyone micromanaging you, right? Like they bring you on with the expectation that you're going to be able to either sink or swim, and they kind of expect you to pick things up quickly. And that's kind of like what people are first introduced to. But what you kind of realize further on is that it's really like work hard, play hard. So you work hard and you take ownership of your job, and then you get to play hard. And by play hard, I mean they throw a lot of great events for their employees. They make sure that their employees are happy. There's a lot of perks to the job. So you can take that, as well as in terms of just like every day in the office, it's not stuffy. You know what I mean? It's like you're kind of working, obviously in a professional way, but it's not, you're not worried about what you say so much as you are worried about how your work is portrayed. You can come in like, jeans and a t-shirt and no one's going to say anything to you.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. And we have a lot, it tends to be younger professionals working in our company. So it's not a place where like you are, just trying to like keep up with these people who have been in the industry for like 60 years.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Do you see yourself staying at Red Bull for a long period of time?
Yeah, definitely. What I've experienced with them is that, first of all, there's a lot of room for growth, but second of all, they really care about what their employees want to do, and if you want to do something, you make it happen, right? So if you really are passionate about something, or you find an area of the company that really needs help or needs attention or isn't there and it should be, if you make a case and work hard to like show somebody that either you can do that job, or that they should create this position, so on and so forth, they will make it happen for you, So as long as you work hard and everything, you can keep growing with the company and they will develop you as much as they can. And so I plan on staying there as long as I can, because definitely not a place that I want to leave.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for any coming college graduates trying to get a job at companies such as Red Bull?
Yeah. Obviously, like, keep working hard, because, you're, especially if you don't have a lot of work experience already, like, you're going to want to show yourself in a really good light. So, just, like, work hard, get good grades, but also, like, try and get real-world experience as well. Real-world experience and being able to, come in with good answers to questions at an interview, other than, like, okay, well, in school, I worked on a project with 5 other people. Not saying that that's not, good, and it obviously is applicable in some areas, but you really want to be able to show, your accomplishments in the world rather than just school.
Yeah.
I would also say, like, I know that people say this all the time, but, like, do your research on a company. So, like, we've had people come in before who aren't, like, they really don't know. The people who work at Red Bull, for instance, take the company, like, to heart. They really care about the company. And so somebody who comes in who has no knowledge of the basic accomplishments or achievements of our company really probably won't impress. Also, just be honest and be yourself. And I
Mm-hmm.
know I feel like this is so generic, but like I've gone through interviews with them, and I've seen people interview, and I've interviewed people myself, and it's really like the people who are themselves, and like you can tell that they're sincere and that they really are able to apply their experience to the questions that you're asking them. Those are really the people who shine the most, and it's not necessarily about like your qualifications or your achievements, but like your ability to grow or your ability to understand things quickly and ability to pick things up and really like you don't have to have all the experience in the world to get the job, but if you're a good culture fit and they think that like you're passionate and you've shown that you can learn something quickly or pick it up quickly, that's really what they're going to look for in a candidate.
Got it. Well, thank you so
So
much for
curious,
taking the
that's how it went.
time. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
no
taking the
problem.
time to talk to me. It was so enlightening to hear about the business of Red Bull and how Red Bull's company culture is. Amy gave some great advice on how to be successful and how to stand out from other applicants when applying for jobs or internships. Overall, this interview helped me understand how some companies operate, and it also showed the importance of company culture in the business world.